I've always liked drawing and making stuff, so since very, very young. And first got into theatre when I started to go see the pantomime with my parents at Christmas, and I'd see all the chorus, and I used to say, I want to be involved in that. I did think I wanted to be an actor at first, but I started stage school, realised I wasn't very good at it, but I had a great time. Like, I really enjoyed collaborating and working and having fun, because it's a lot of fun. But once I discovered the backstage world, particularly the world of design, I realised that's where I picked primary school. My strongest subjects in primary school. Gosh, I can't. I liked art. I liked drama, and I liked geography as well. So those were the three. And I also did textiles as well. So I learned how to make clothes and bags and pillowcases and stuff like that. My mother's sister was a ballerina for the Royal Ballet, so she used to show me all of her costumes and all of her makeup and all that kind of stuff, and all of her old videos of her dancing with the ballet. So potentially, yeah, I think that could have added into what then became my career. I didn't do art, actually dropped art, but I kept doing drama and textiles and geography. It was just fun to do. GCSE drama is always quite interesting if everyone can remember back. It's a lot of chanting and screaming, but then that was fun. But yeah, after GCSE level, I was like, I think that's enough for performing with English. I was always good at English. I was never really good at like maths or sciences, but English and geography and textiles were my strongest subjects. Yeah, it was interesting because I decided to do, instead of doing going to sixth form, I did a BTEC diploma in art and design at the local art university, which is actually quite a good one. It's Arts University College Bournemouth. It was called then. I think it's changed its name now. But they had a diploma in art and design, so I chose to do that instead of A levels. I think I knew what I was good at and what I wasn't good at. So A levels and sixth form didn't really appeal to me, and I didn't really have much of a desire to do that then. And yeah, the art diploma was fantastic. I liked finishing a project and tying it up in a little bow. That was always like, everything had to be done right. I didn't get that properly till the second year of that. The first year I was still trying to work out what I was really doing. It had amazing resources, this place. It had like a 3D workshop, it had a costume course, all this kind of stuff. So there was a lot of opportunity to experiment on loads of other things. But I think towards the end, when I was picking my degree, my tutors really helped shape where they thought I wanted to go, because I think I wanted to go in somewhere completely different, and they kind of turned around and went, that's not you at all. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, it's not me at all. Well, I wanted to do fashion, so like fashion design, but I wanted to do fashion design like Alexander McQueen, Vivienne Westwood, straight on the runway. So I was applying, and I went to like open days for fashion courses at universities, but I would turn up there and realise that it wasn't for me at all, and it wasn't that creative, and it seemed like a lot of work for not a lot of reward. So that's when I spoke to one of my tutors about it, and she said, your work and your sketches and your art, it looks like you'd rather do costume design. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I had a little look at costume design and various courses that did that, like Wimbledon, and they had one at Bournemouth as well, and Rose Bruford, and started going in that direction a little bit more. So I studied at Rose Bruford, studied theatre design, because I wanted to do costume design, but I also wanted to do set design as well. I wanted a bit of both. It was 3 years, and yeah, in the first year, the good thing about Rose Bruford is that it was a very small course, there was only 7 of us, and we had our own like studio and our own set spaces, so we could like cover them in pictures, visual imagery, samples, models, everything, and proper like make it our own. So in our first year we did a lot of unrealised projects, model making, working with outside directors, but not actually putting them on a stage. And then our second year we did more realised, smaller projects, so working with more of the acting students, working with some of the lighting and sound students. And then in our third year is when we did our dissertation and our final year show. So we did full productions, collaborating with all the other backstage courses. We had to do a graduate exhibition, which we did at the Barge House on South Bank, which was nice. And yeah, for that we did we kind of decided to do like an exhibition of our work. So we set up our studio, but displayed our models, our drawings, costumes we'd made, props we'd made, all kinds of things. Yeah. By this point, because I remember when I first started the course, I was like, oh, is this for me? But by that point, I was like, yeah, this is for me. I want this. It was a slow first year, but I worked on a lot of small projects, a lot of profit shares, a lot of just very low budget, low fees, which is probably not the best thing I should be telling people, but and I kept a part-time job to support that. But what that meant is that I just met people constantly. So the more people you meet, the more people know you, the more people that will give you work. Know that you want it as well, because it's not the easiest job, but it's a great job. I love it. I would say, yeah, start working as soon as you can. If you're still in university, if you're still in like sixth form, whatever, start volunteering, start working, start meeting as many people as you can, get experience. That's the key thing. It's not really about the degrees you do, it's the experience you have. I think maybe more with acting, it's more about where you studied or where you trained, but in the technical side, it's more about who you know, how many people you've met, and who will then do a turnover of work for you. So yeah. I think I'm happy with what I did. I just wish I'd started earlier, because I didn't know that backstage is what I wanted until later on. I wish I started earlier and like volunteered at like my local theatre or my amateur group or things like that. I think the thing is with London is that all the theatre, the majority of the smaller theatre is here, smaller fringe stuff. There's so much theatre, like every pub has a theatre, you know. There's festivals, there's like Camden Fringe, the Vaults Festival. There's a lot of people here who want to make work. So it's good for that sense, but that can also be commutable inwards. And then I think more regionally, I think it's slightly less. I think I've not lived regionally, so I'm not entirely sure. But where I live in Bournemouth, for instance, I couldn't work as a designer if I lived there, unless I was commuting into London. It does, yes. It's not something I have a lot of experience in, just because that's not the paths I've chosen to take. When applying for jobs and making connections, there has always been film jobs there and all this kind of stuff. But I find theatre more exciting. So, but it is definitely a path you can take.